Hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming. On today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do something that I call secret sauce on pieces of wood that are like maybe an MDF or something, and it gives it a ton of charm. It almost makes it look like it is Farmhouse. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to show you the whole process, and then we're going to actually use some Farmhouse stencils to create some fun things that have a Farmhouse charm to them. So as you're hopping on, say hi, let me know where you're watching from, let me know if you have any questions along the way, feel free to sprinkle, all that jazz. I've got the camera back a little bit further than normal, just so that you'll be able to see absolutely everything here. And if these comments are driving you bananas, you should be able to swipe them away just by swiping them left to right or right to left or something like that. I'm just trying to, it depends on what your device that you're on, but you should be able to get rid of those. Okay, I'm just putting my link here for you guys, and I don't know if you've ever seen this secret sauce thing, but it's pretty cool. Okay, other people call it dry brushing. I call it secret sauce. All right, so what we're starting out with is something that looks like this. It's MDF, which I don't even know what that actually stands for. This is not MDF, but it's, you know, thinner wood. Okay, and we're gonna make it, this is MDF also. We're gonna make it look Farmhouse. Okay, and I have one going that is this one, but let's start at the very beginning and then we'll come back to this because this is my good example. All right, let's start with, look at that little mini, this little mini breadboard right here. This is from Magnolia Design Company, and I did put some links in the comments. If you can't find the links that I pinned, just write link and I'll give it to you. These come a set of 3. They're adorable. There's tons of different things that you can do with them. And they're super farmhousey. Okay, I am using some cream or ivory colored paint. You could use chalk paint, you could use craft paint, you can use acrylic paint. Honestly, it does not matter one bit. And I'm using a cruddy brush. And what I'm gonna do is just get a little bit of my paint. I can't find the lid to this jar. Really gotta do something about it. So I'm making do with a little bit of foil and some rubber bands. We're fancy around here. Okay, so I put some paint on my paintbrush and I'm gonna tap it off so it's pretty dry. And then I'm just gonna do sort of some long wispy streaks on this. I'll hold it up so you can see up close in just a second. You don't want them to look like they're planned. And I kind of like, I have done this so many times with all different things, from the rounds that you can get at Lowe's and Home Depot. I've made all kinds of different trays. I've made all kinds of different things. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. You see, it's just on there in random wispy streaks. That's gonna be adorable. It looks messy right now, but it won't. Let me get something to get my hands cleaned off. Okay, and so I've already done that. Before I came live, I did the next step because I always want to be able to show you 1, 2, 3, presto. Here's how you do it. So this is the larger cutting board. It's a medium and it comes in a 2-pack, also from Magnolia, and I did pin links down below. And can you see I did these long wispy strokes on here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take a glass of water and a brush and some stain. You can use any kind of stain that you have. I'm using what I have on hand, which is what I recommend that everyone do. Use what you have whenever possible. So I'm going to be watering down my stain. And these are such small areas that I'm not going to mix up a container of stain. I'm just going to get my brush wet and then dip it into some of the stain that's hanging out here on the inside of the lid. And then get, not that one, a clean paper plate so that we can take some of the excess off. And then I am just going to cover, you guys see okay? I think you can. Hopefully you figured out how to get rid of the comments if you're watching this on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, there will be no comments that will be in your way. And I do try to share, I want you to see what I'm doing, you know, all the videos that I make, that I record here over at, on Facebook, I try to get those shared onto my YouTube channel. So, okay, now this is what it looks like, and I'm going to tell you what is happening. The stain is soaking into this wood, or if it's MDF, it's soaking into the wood, except it cannot soak into the wood where the little streaks are. And I used creamy ivory paint. This is a chalk paint, but you could use just plain white. It really doesn't matter. Again, use what you have. If you have some chalk paint in white or cream, either one of those will do great. And now I'm just gonna pull it off. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. With a paper towel. Okay, this side is wet, but I want to compare. Okay, does this look like almost like aged farmhouse wood? This is how it started. And this is how it ended up. And once you get a design on here, it's amazing. And it dries so quick. So I'm just going to kind of try to rub it dry a little bit with paper towel. And the more you do that, the more it'll pull off how dark your stain is. I would obviously do both sides, but for now, I'm not going to. Okay, let's come over now and look at this one. This is one that I did earlier. It's MDF, so it's just like this. I'm not really sure what that MDF stands for, but this is also from Magnolia. It's their large cutting board, and boy, it is generous, to say the very least. So this is Secret Sauce that I did with those two steps, the cream wispy strokes, cream paint wispy strokes, and then the stain. This side is just stain. So look how different it looks. I think it makes all the difference in the world. What do you guys think? Okay, so I did all that earlier today, and then when it was dry, I did the next thing that you need to do. Did I already stain this? No, we'll come back and do this in just a second. Before I stencil on this, I have two choices. Because it's a wood product, I can either use a clear matte sealer spray, spray 1 or 2 coats on it, or I can use a Minwax, clear beeswax, something like that. This is one from Amy Howard, but you can get clear beeswax, clear Minwax, natural Minwax, that kind of thing everywhere. What those two things do, you don't use both, you choose one or the other, is they basically close the pores of the wood so that when you stencil on it, your medium isn't going to come through the stencil and then get pulled in the pores and make really fuzzy looking lines, okay? So I have already done this. And let's say that this is mostly dry, and let's just do the quick stain on it, okay? And we're letting this one dry. This is the one that I just did a few minutes ago. Okay, so same deal, a little water, a little bit of stain. We're just gonna apply it. You can apply it with a brush, or if you want, you can apply it with a foam brush. You can apply it with a paper towel, with a cloth, with a baby wipe, whatever you want. And I'm just gonna pull it off. And this is really pretty. Look how pretty that is. This is the other side of it, and here's the front. So let's put the stain away for just a second, and we'll move on to the next thing. And if you're new to DIY Dreaming, then you probably have never seen me do this, because I have not done it in a while. I have no idea why. I just, you know, you get busy making flowers, which is what I've been a little bit obsessed with lately. And then you forget all the different things that you can do. That's basically what has happened to me. Okay, so you're either gonna do a clear matte sealer or a clear or natural wax, beeswax, that kind of thing. And then we're gonna look at some stencils that Magnolia has that have a farm charm to them. And they have a bunch of different ones. These ones are called Farmhouse Minis. Let me just come close so that you guys can see. They are super adorable. They're obviously all a farm theme. But you don't have to live on a farm to like farm stuff. Farm hair don't care. Oh, and somebody just reminded me. Let me know where you're watching from, and feel free to sprinkle if you like what we're doing here today. If you think you have friends that would be interested to know how you can take some very plain wood or a wood product and make it look farmhouse by doing this secret sauce technique that I've just showed you. Okay, so those are the Farmhouse minis. And then this is the Farmhouse 12-pack. These are awesome too. Okay, so those are the ones I haven't cut off and used yet. Here's the ones that I have. This one says Farm to Table. Here's an adorable little rooster, weather vane. Whoops. And here's a cute, super cute one that says Home. So those are some of the options. And then, let me just show you a couple more and then we'll get started. I'm gonna show you how it looks to stencil over the top of something that you have secret sauced. Okay, they also have a set that has farm, home, and sweet. So you can do farm, sweet farm, home, sweet home, home sweet farm, that kind of thing. And then they have these, which I've used a lot and they look terrible, but they still work great. These are super cute. This one says Rise and Shine. It's part of a set. Here's the other piece. Don't go bacon my heart. That's a pig. Okay, and then this is a super cute one too. We made a drop cloth sign with this and it says, welcome to our farmhouse. And look at this rooster weather vane. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so those are all great. The one that we're gonna do first is this one, and it's brand new. And I think this is gonna look super cute in my kitchen. Okay, it says, made with love, always fresh, country kitchen. Eat well, laugh often, love much. Okay, so let's open it up. And I did put links down here. Whoops. if you want to take a peek. Hey, Bobby. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this out of the little bag here. And first thing first that you always do, always, is you label it. And I'm just gonna write Country Kitchen. This way, if you're new, I will know which side to put my stencil back on of this carrier sheet. And you could use any piece of this. Don't want the country part, just use the kitchen. Just want the made with love or these fun little arrows, or eat well, laugh often, love much, any of those pieces. You can take this and just use whatever pieces that you want. You don't have to always do the whole entire stencil. Okay, and this is a brand new stencil. So that means I really gotta fuzz it. I can't get away with not fuzzing it, especially if I'm gonna be using it on wood. So I'm just using my fuzzing cloth, which is this green thing you see right here. You could also use a t-shirt, your jeans, this kind of an apron, which by the way, I'm wearing an apron today because I don't want to get that stain or the paint on my cute new little Walmart t-shirt dress. Okay, so you just lay your stencil down a couple times, getting all the different areas of it. And this helps your stencil to be just a little bit less sticky than it would be otherwise. And it makes it easier to get your stencil up after you're done. Because this one's so large, I'm kind of doing it a little bit more than what I would normally do, just so I can get both sides. I would normally go 3 or 4 times with a brand new stencil if I was going to be using it on wood. And I think this will be better. Okay, so then we're just going to lay it down and sort of eyeball it. This is going to be so cute. Oh my gosh. You can get this big cutting board thing also from Magnolia, and the stencil, and we're going to be using chalk paste today that we can go ahead when we're all finished, if we want, and spray it with a clear matte sealer, same thing, when I'm all done, to make it permanent. Or we don't have to make it permanent if we don't want. We could just use chalk paste and then we can clean it off when we want to change it. My table has all kinds of little bits of stuff on it and they're just getting into my stencil, but that's what it looks like. Isn't that cute? I love this. That's adorable. Okay, so I did pin links down here. Whoops. And it says Heidi's links, Farmhouse minis, blah, 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of different things there. Okay, so like I said, we have 2 choices and I'm trying to decide. I think I just want white. So there's Brilliant White chalk paste. There's a lot of other colors too, but then there's also this almond latte. And I can't decide. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments and I'll take the most votes in the next 5 comments that I see. So tell me, if you're watching this live, should I do this almond color or should I do the bright white? That's what I want to know. And I'll do whatever you guys say. So let me see. Okay, I see 1 vote for almond latte, another almond, and another almond. So 3 out of whatever, and there's a white. And we need 1 more. Almond, 4-1. I guess we're gonna do almond. Okay, it looks like this. And I'm just gonna give it a little stir. So I'm terrible, you guys, with leaving my lids off of my chalk paste. I don't know if you are too. And that's not good because then it wants to kind of revert to its natural state. So I'm just going to use my little spritzer from Magnolia and put some distilled water in here. It's not regular tap water. You would not want to ever put regular tap water in your chalk paste because it's going to have all kinds of impurities, and you don't want to grow a science experiment in your chalk paste. I promise you, you do not want to do that. Okay, so I am going to, this is not going to work. I need to scoot it over. I just noticed that the H on love much was falling off the edge. Okay. Boy, I'm glad I looked at it again. I mean, sometimes you have to be a little creative because you don't have the exact right size whatever. Okay, and I'm going to work kind of fast, and I'm going to lift up the top as we're going along because this is a bigger stencil that has a lot more area to cover. I do want to get the big blobs off. Like it still could use a little bit more moisture in it. Okay, and let me just take a little peek and see. Oh, this is going to be so cute. Okay, I'm just going to pull off the very top part, and I'll tell you why. Then I'm just laying it back down. That makes it so that the chalk paste, when you're working with a bigger area stencil, the chalk paste doesn't dry in the holes on your stencil, and then by the time you pull it up, you're pulling up some of the chalk paste. So I almost always do the lift and peak thing, but I've started to do the lifting up thing to when I'm working with a bigger stencil, that I'm concerned that my chalk paste might kind of have a tendency to dry in the holes before I can get it up. So let's just get the big globs off of here. And then we'll lift this up and we'll continue going on down. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so nice. Oops, I do see one little area that I have a, whoops. There we go. Yes, better. Okay, so let's keep going. I've had this almond out a few times lately, and I just need to be better to remember to put the lid on it while I'm working, because look at me right now. My lid is off right now. Okay, let's grab these stars. Wow, this is going to be super cute. And I want to stencil one of these other boards too while I have you. So we'll since I can't spray that clear matte sealer in the house, we'll use some of the wax to get that prepared so we can stencil on it. Okay, well, let's see. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is like a project that is worthy of, you know, most of my projects are not this neat. I tend to be kind of a messy crafter. Let me stick this in my tub of water so that it can start soaking while I'm continuing to work. My tub is not quite big enough for this big of a stencil, so give me just a second to get it pushed under the water. Get under there. Okay. Yeah, don't want to wreck that stencil. It is so cute. Let me hold this up and show you guys. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Now, I was kind of thinking that I might create some kind of a bow right here out of some cream or white colored lace. I don't know. But this, just to repeat what we did here, it started its life looking like this. It's just plain MDF wood. And we gave it this farmhouse look using my secret sauce technique. Okay? And then I sprayed it. And then I stenciled it. And I probably will spray it before I put it in the kitchen, because I'm not going to want to change that. That is too good. And this is what the other side looks like that doesn't have the secret sauce technique. So you can see just what a huge difference it makes. I just love it. Okay, let me set this aside so I don't mess it up. And let's figure out what stencil we want to use for one more. Okay, let's do this medium-sized one. I am going to get a paper towel and I'm going to squeeze a little bit of my beeswax on it. When you're working with a wax, at least this beeswax, you don't have to wait any certain amount of time after you apply it before you stencil. You're just going to put it on and then buff it off. Doesn't look very nice. Okay, and then I'm just going to put it on. And I'm not going to stencil every single area of this, but I want it to all have the same look and feel. So I'm putting it on, and then I'm just buffing it off, and I'm going to make sure that I get it off the edges. And there we go. Okay, so let's see. I think we need to use one of these Farmhouse minis, and we could do it this way, and then if I do a ribbon on the other one, I'll do something similar on this one too. Okay, which one? I'm going to give you guys two choices, and you guys tell me what you think. This one is super adorable. Let's do that one and this one, these two choices. Okay, so this one says, "Home is where my herd is." Isn't that cute? It's part of the Farmhouse minis. There's also one called Farmhouse 12-pack, but this is the Farmhouse minis. So home is where my herd is, or this one that says life is better on the farm. So the first 5 comments that I see that say either home or life, I'll let you guys choose which one I use. So tell me in the comments if you're watching live. Okay, home is where my herd is, got 1 vote. Rooster got another one. Home is where my herd is, got a second one. Life. The next one, okay, that was the deal breaker, the next comment that came up. Not the deal breaker, that was the tiebreaker. Okay, so these green stencils are sticky, and even though I've used this a few times, I am going to fuzz it on my fuzzing mat. I could fuzz it on my apron, on a pair of jeans, on a t-shirt. Just don't fuzz it on something like a super fuzzy terry cloth towel. And let's just put that in the center. Okay. Press it down good. Oops, what have I got in it? It's got stuff from my table, which I should have cleaned it off. Okay. And what do you think? Should we use this one again, this almond? I think we will. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit with the new squeegee. And this is a super small, adorable stencil. I love the detail on this. So I'm not going to keep going over and over and over it, but I do want to get the big globs off. Make sure that I have everything covered. And that looks great. This is what it looks like. Okay, so let's see. It is absolutely adorable. Adorable, adorable, adorable. Let me show you guys. What do you think? Isn't it cute? This stencil set is darling. And you could do this project like in any color that you want. You could do this secret sauce technique using a gray stain. They have stains that have a blue tint. It could be a blackish tint. It could be brown. There's some stains that have like that look more like pine. This one that I used is called Hazel Mahogany. But look how absolutely adorable these turned out. So, if you guys have any questions, let me know that in the comments. I'm going to allow both of these to thoroughly dry, and then I'll take them outside today, or maybe later in the day, and I'll put a couple coats of my clear matte sealer on them because I'm not going to want to change these out. They look just too adorable. And I'm going to be doing blessing boxes again this week. But they are probably just going to be for, well, I don't know. They're probably going to be like something where I ask you to give me your opinion. Do you like this or this better? Okay. So maybe I'll put this in it. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining me. Feel free to sprinkle. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want a specific link, let me know that. I'm going to push everything out of the way here real quick so I can lay these down. And I know you guys like to take screenshots. So let me get this mess at least pushed back a little bit. And then you will be able to do that if you want. I want to show you guys also what we did yesterday during Christ and Crafting. Okay, during Christ and Crafting yesterday, we talked about this. God shed his grace on thee. And this was a reverse canvas technique that I taught you guys how to do, where you take a stretched canvas apart. And instead of using the front, the white side, we used the inside, the back, the nubby side. And we made this. That was one. And then this was the other one. And here's just so you can compare. This is the front of a canvas. This one right here on top, and this is the inside nubby. So that was what we did yesterday. And then the day before that, we made these cute t-shirts. This one has these adorable, no sewing machine required, ruffled sleeves. And this one we painted using Magnolia inks. So it's been a busy week. Alrighty, you can take some quick screenshots if you would like. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have. I don't like this to look messy in the background. I'm just messy that way. If you want a specific link to something, tell me that and I'll be glad to grab it for you. And okay. If you want to, make sure that you see what I have coming up this week. Slam some hearts or some thumbs. Say something in the comments. Even if you're watching this on replay, and oh my goodness, wow. Thank you guys so much for all the stars that I've just noticed. That is awesome. I so appreciate that. You guys are so, so, so good to me. So anyways, have a great rest of your day. I'll get pictures of everything. I'll put them here in the comments. I'll also put them just on DiyDreaming. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some fun crafts this week. Okay. Okie dokie. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.